He or
Mm-hmm.
she,
Mm-hmm.
not sure who, but yeah, we're live now.
Okay.
So, hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Collective Minds podcast. Tonight, you got me, Astral, and Nathan here, and it's been a crazy couple weeks, dude. Crazy couple weeks with this whole Epstein stuff, and there's so many different perspectives on it. I'm not even sure what I think. I like to lean towards like we're not all being surrounded by the same people, and then I try to break down and be like, why would Trump stop it from being released, right? Why would it? Why would it happen? Because even if he was on it, you'd think he's old, and people have said, he missed a bullet. He could have been dead, right? You'd want to leave a better world for your grandkids, at least. But I don't know.
Yeah, my emotions get the best of me at times, as I'm sure you've seen in the group. I blow up sometimes because I get so mad that we've invested so much into the exposure of this. Like Alex Jones, he's almost like one of them kids that throws the temper tantrum and then like I think I'm gonna throw up.
He's
Yeah, it's like,
crying in his car. That was funny.
but I feel like that too. I get so passionate about like you think about little kids, especially when you're a parent yourself, and you think of these people that are using them for blackmail and for control and for all, and then these people like Trump, Bondi, Kash Patel, Bongino, they're all running their campaigns on we're going to expose this no matter what, we're going to bring
Yeah.
this to light, all to say there's nothing. It's like what it just feels like they're like we've said over and over, you're insulting my intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like every other politician. I
Yep,
mean, starting in school, I'm going to, everyone's going to get free pizza every day.
that's right. Yep, yep.
But it's like BS back then. And right now, you got the black pilled people going, we knew it. We knew it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know it, you're stupid. And it blows my mind because I still don't believe it. I think there's some 5G chess, something going on
Mm.
here with this. And it's weird. I still can't wrap my brain around it.
I'd like to think that they have the best of intentions and they're trying to covertly, we've had talks about, oh, Joe Biden is being played by someone in a mask, and you see the all the signs where he adjusts his face and then the skin wrinkles but doesn't unwrinkle. And so you think, okay, if that's the angle we're going to approach this from, then maybe they have held these people accountable and we are looking at a massive playing out before our eyes. And
Mm-hmm.
so they're trying to be as effective as possible with the least amount of collateral damage. And I feel like with this Epstein thing, it is big enough and it implicates so many countries and people that if it comes out, it's gonna shake everything to its core. And so, I'd like to think and give them the benefit of the doubt that they're doing this way, um, to make sure society continues to function. But then, there's part of me that's like, no, this needs to come. If you want trust in the government, if you want people to start trusting you again and unifying around this, then you got to bring it out, no matter
Yeah,
what, and you got to
it's the
trust that
biggest
people can
thing.
handle it. Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest thing. And it's not even if he ran on it or not. I mean, because even if they were, I don't think they were, all these kids, 350,000 kids at the border went missing because there's prolific, rich pedophiles out there. I don't believe that. That's too many kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's like harvesting. It's what I think, like a rare meat,
Yeah.
or a rare earth mineral, right? And
Yep.
that's too many. And people have been using that like, oh, they're all a bunch of pedophiles. They're all in on it. Like, I think it might be crazier than that.
Yeah. You have to either watch on Netflix, or I would say preferably read the book. It's a manga called an anime. It's called The Promised Neverland, and I've mentioned this before, but it is about these farms that exist outside of like the ice wall, basically outside of what we believe is the world. And they were basically these agreements, because before this agreement was made, there was chaos, and it was the humans versus basically like demons, and
Mm-hmm.
they were killing each other off because the demons would eat kids, and especially kids, but eat humans. And then they basically came to an agreement that, okay, we need to stop killing each other. We will seed you a small population of children and a couple adults to run them, and you can build your farms, and then we will leave you alone and you will leave us alone. And then we put up the ice wall and separate. And so it's basically about the story of children trying to escape out. And it's interesting because I remember I have a video saved on my phone from the Instagram reels of shipping containers that, basically didn't get paid for, and they just sat. I think you probably remember this. They just sat at the port, and eventually they busted them open, and it was
California. Is that 80s?
packed. Yeah, packed full of human remains.
Baby, it was infant remains, babies, little babies. And there was no explanation for that. They kind of threw that off with like abortions, but it was like 10 to 20,000 babies. I mean, pieces of them shoved into a container. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, what if that was like a DoorDash shipment that got forgotten about and lost and left there? Yeah.
And you think about how many of these shipping containers must be going to and from different locations to abandon one. I mean, you'd think that this would be like a very high priority, high value item. It's like we track our video games to and from Amazon, watching when's it going to come to the door. Can you imagine human remains? I mean, for the love of God. And then I sent you that comment, or I posted yesterday that my wife was reading. Well, once again, human remains found in McDonald's meat, and it was chicken nuggets. And they two separate people commented that they bit into a chicken nugget and found a baby tooth, when I say baby teeth, it could be all the way up to elementary school, but your baby teeth, and it's like, oh God. So,
I mean, baby teeth or not, it is weird that Trump pushes McDonald's so often. I don't know if he has a deal with them or maybe he holds some stocks or something, but he's always getting people McDonald's. And maybe it's because it's like the only place you can go where you're getting the same thing all over the world. I guess it could be because I guess it would be kind of hard to get a meal everywhere you went, and having the whole system, I'm sure there's a huge process to get it done. And then some people might not like this, and some people might not like that, especially when you're dealing with like world leaders and stuff. So if we all know it's the same garbage.
Well, and you think about exactly like when you're living in America, you're used to eating, like you said, the same garbage, so you know what your options are. But if you're traveling all over the world meeting people, it's like, shit, I'm in India now. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat with Indian food, and
or hosting the parties too, like all the different world leaders coming to the White House. It's like, what do they eat? Well, how hard is it to get? I don't know, it might save money, but it is
pizza.
Weird. Right. The conspiracies live on, brother. Like Trump pushing the vaccines. That was my biggest thing the past few years. It's like, I don't know about this guy anymore. And then I saw something that said he was pushing it because his was pretty much saline. It was to stop other people from getting the real one, the death shots, which made sense. And I was like, that's a, good counter for that.
Yeah.
I thought, but this Epstein thing is weird. It's deep and it's weird. And I feel like it's wordplay too, because Epstein was just the bag holder. He's not the guy running the show. It was Ghislaine Maxwell that was running the show. He's like a fall guy, a patsy. I mean, he was definitely involved, but it's like that's who he was the entire time he was doing it. He worked for her, not the other way around.
Yep, and her dad.
Right. So what are they hiding? Because they're like, oh, if it's all these elites and stuff, which we already know, is the problem that you're going to have to handle them, like arrest them?
Well, listen to how they talk about, everybody's calling for the resignation of Pam Bondi. And then they say, that's all fine and great, but think about how hard it's going to be to find a new attorney general or whatever her position is. And then, you talk
Alex
about
Jones.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I think
Yeah,
it'd be
he
great
would.
to get him in politics.
It'd be great to do any of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they say just how hard it would be to replace one position. But if it comes down to a shakeup and an exposure of, you know, world elites from every position of power of every corporation,
Yeah.
they have to trust that society will be able to persevere. But I think they don't trust us enough, and that's why
Oh,
they
yeah. We
they
can do
slide
without
us a base.
95% of the damn government.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense that she'd be hard to replace. After Trump got elected, it only took him, what, a month? Just
Hmm.
went around and waved his finger and said, you.
Well, and think about his first term and how many different people we went through with attorney generals. We had the Barr, and we had there was that woman. There was a few different people that they went through because they weren't meeting the criteria. But it was just they were just turning and burning them, man. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, if the woman is going to sit there and lie right to our faces, it's like, I don't care how hard it is, get her out.
If it's her, yeah,
If it's
her
her.
making her do that.
Well,
I don't see them. They haven't done a whole lot yet, and I know it's like still in the beginning. But the main focus has just been get the illegals out, which is a great one. But it's like they did it on purpose in other ways because that's his main focus from the very beginning in 2016. Build the wall, build the wall. You know, the
mhm.
wall didn't get finished. Now it's continue the wall, and now we have to get all the people on the other side of the wall as well, and that's been their main focus. But what happened to the whole Russia thing? Like Russia. I mean, he was arrested. These people, a lot of politicians were arrested. I mean, it's criminal. They attacked him in every way they possibly could have. Why are these people? Why is he not going after them?
And they weaponized
The
everything.
DOJ, yeah,
Yep,
right in front of
against him.
us. And so, you know, I get two wrongs don't make a right, but if you're actually going after people for actual crimes,
Hmm.
it seems like that's what you do before they end up stealing or taking forcefully. Who knows the
Hmm.
next election and then finishing the job?
Yep.
But it's like
Yeah,
he's being too nice again, in my opinion.
we're riding the razor's edge, and I don't know if he's doing it because he's caring about his numbers or what it is exactly. But this is the do or die kind of thing, and if we don't nail the midterms and then figure out our next election, get in election integrity, we're screwed. And it's one of those things, like you said, if they win, they're going to undo everything, and just as effectively, I think, as they are fixing everything, they're going to unfix it. They're going to
Right.
open the borders right back up, flood them all back in, and I don't know. It's weird. It's crazy because I was just thinking yesterday when I showed you the pictures of the fire on the hill, and I was talking to my wife about the Lahaina situation. It's like you don't wake up and think today's the day the sirens are going to go off. Today's the day the bombs are going to fall or the
Mm-hmm.
aliens are going to be. It could be any time, and that's what we're finding out. But it's easy with all the modern day distractions to just go on with your daily routine, but that can be disrupted in a heartbeat. And I feel like we are walking that fine line where what we know as our day-to-day routine and our modern day comforts could all just go away very quickly.
Oh
And,
yeah,
and people aren't taking the government is not taking it that serious. It feels like.
yeah. If people don't know where they would go in an emergency, like just you can't be here anymore, or you can't go outside safely, or you can't eat, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't use electronics, like no internet or no power, no clean water. If you're not prepared for that, I mean, you're just an idiot. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy because it can, and it's good to talk about those things out loud, even though some people they might seem crazy, but they're going to be the ones knocking on your door. Please let me in. Please let
Hmm.
me help me. No, you know, it's at that time it's everyone for themselves, and it can happen. And it's in the back of my head every day going around. I'm like, what would I do here? And you got to think about it because it could. I think about EMPs quite a bit. I'm like, what would happen if like a large EMP happened while I'm at work?
Hmm.
How am I going to get home, or how am I going to go get my family?
Right.
Right? And I'm like, bicycles obviously is going to be the quickest way. Hop on a damn horse somewhere or something. But I think about that all the time. I'm like, how crazy would that be to be like 10, 20, 30 miles away, and all of a sudden none of the vehicles work, and you're like, I got a family at home. People are going to be rioting. Like, shit's going to hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things in my head that I prepare for.
That's another thing that's very easy to underestimate is just the simpleness of everybody's at work and school. Wife is at one job, you're at another job. God knows how many miles apart they are. Kids are at school. Maybe you have kids in high school and elementary, middle school and elementary. So not everyone's going to. And how do you, without the convenience of a phone and a vehicle, round everybody up? Do you have a meeting spot planned? And right. That right there. And then you live in a city where you have mass amounts of people and, like you said, rioting, and it's not something to sleep on, especially right now.
Absolutely. And even if you know what you're going to do that, you gotta know, do they, just because you're coming to come find them, what are they staying there? Are they going to come? That's part of, you get to your destination after 20 miles of booking it, and all of a sudden no one's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's needle in a haystack.
Yep. You have a plan A and a B, and a C. Do you have a meeting spot? If I'm not here within this amount of time, you go to the next spot and you wait, kind of thing.
Yeah. For those that think it's crazy and it'll never happen, I just got, 3 words for you, and it's the new normal.
Mm-hmm.
The new normal. The new normal. That's what they did. Thinking back about COVID and all those lockdowns and everything. Lockdowns, or the face mask, or the distancing, or no schools, or no work, and the government's printing money and giving everyone here a check, and people getting arrested for sitting on beaches, for sitting at parks. New normal. One day, things that you think are crazy could turn in one day, and you're going to be told by your government this is just how it is, and there ain't a fucking thing you're going to do about it.
Mm-hmm.
So be ready for it. That's what I gotta say about it. Especially with this administration, I was like, Biden administration, it's crazy. What's coming tomorrow? Because every day was something. I mean, Trump got arrested. That's insane. A former president got arrested for nothing, and didn't actually. There's no repercussions for it on either side, on him or the people who did it. It's like a big PR thing, which gets me to this. It seems like that. Why do they want us looking at the Epstein stuff so bad? Because why would they come out at this point in time, right? Usually, I don't know. They save these things for those midterm elections, right? To get them on the side. They'd be like, oh, we're about to release it. We're going to release it, vote for us. They would save that until the midterms. People would vote all the Republicans and we're going to get it done. We're going to drain the swamp. Why do they want us looking at it right now? In a negative light. Because, this article I pulled up is CNN. Even the left is starting to go, the MAGA people are pretty pissed at Trump right now because of what they released, but we're not going to say it's right or wrong, but they're pretty pissed about it. Mm-hmm. Every news organization, every independent journalist, everyone, everywhere, all over the world is talking about this. Why? Why do they want us looking at that?
Yep. Well, they're trying to get our attention over here. We're busy trying to. What are they distracting us from? And if you think about it, it's like back to back to back to back. We got Iran, we got Epstein, we got planes falling out of the sky, we got alien technology, drones. It's like, holy shit! Give me a second. And you can see it everywhere. People are fried. People are exhausted. I work at all these hotels, and every hotel, it's like people are. Just the staff, and you see it within the guests as well. People are just like, you're on vacation and you can't even take a breath because you turn on your phone and there's some new fucking catastrophe. The freaking Texas floods, for God's sakes.
And that's another floods do happen, and I think that guy caused those floods. They write articles about this. It's so funny, the stuff we used to talk to each other about what we thought, or things you hear deep down in the rabbit hole is now being written on mainstream media.
Yeah. Geoengineering. Yep.
Yeah. They're talking about it. They're like, and the conspiracy theories online believe that, but the scientists say that it barely does anything. However, the guy's out here showing you how much he can make it rain. This will change the world. You can grow crops in the desert. Look at it. Okay. So, but I thought it only did, a centimeter at the most. So how's that going to change anything, right? They're just so contradictive and full of shit every time they open their mouth, and they just still are trying to convince you to not look at it. But it's, as they're going, look at this, but don't look at this.
We have a major anomaly right here, but hey, don't think too hard about it. Don't hurt your brain now. It's like a hurricane parked in right over the top of this spot, dumped how much water now, and then just went away. And it's like, what the fuck? And that's another example of what we're talking about with preparation. I don't know that people, I mean, sure, hurricanes happen, rain, floods, all that happens, but these kids were at a freaking camp. These girls were at this Camp Mystic or whatever, and whether you believe that was real or not, the idea is you send your kids somewhere not thinking we're going to pick you up on Saturday, can't wait to see you, have fun, burnt. So you got to be prepared.
I know, dude, it's crazy. And I looked it up because you don't even have to go down the rabbit holes anymore to find this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy went to a meeting and was bitching about how everyone is they're saying that I caused this, and he's all freaking out. And it's like, you probably didn't, but they probably used him as like a patsy, you know? And something will come out of this. But this is the actual website for cloud seeding. This guy's website. It's all fancy and stuff. It's got to load before you can scroll down. Like, look at this. And they tell you how they do it. It's like silver, flakes of silver and flakes of other heavy metals that they drop into the clouds, and it has a chemical reaction and causes the clouds to fall or to rain.
Let me ask you something. I know out here, at first I thought, oh, maybe it's just in my like neighborhood, my vicinity. But does the rain smell funny to you? Does it smell almost like a weird what's that shit you put on plants? Fertilizer scent to it. Do you have a weird smelling rain, or is that just something I'm experiencing?
Yeah, the rain smelled weird for a while.
Yeah. I don't remember as a kid. I remember you go out and stick your tongue out, and it's like, what the you look at your freaking car window now after, and like you see the videos where people scrape that shit up and then it magnetizes to it's like, whoa, what are they raining down on us?
Yeah, I haven't let my kids ever like eat snow or rain. But yeah, when we were kids, that's exactly what we would do, and it did smell different. And every once in a while, it's like end of season almost. I see it. Just like if you look at the weather, and if people write this down and look it up, it happens every time. It might not be happening right now because we're in a solid state of summer. But when you start getting a little out of it and a little before it, you'll notice that as summer's coming, Monday through Friday will be great weather. Saturday, Sunday, though, shitty weather. It'll be 20 degrees cooler. And it happens every weekend for probably 2.5 months. And I'm like, I ask people, I'm like, how does the weather know what day it is? No, I'm serious. It's weird. Because you'll be like, oh, this is awesome. It's hot outside finally. I'm going to go, go out to the lake or go fishing or something. And then it gets you pull it up and look, oh, the only crappy days for the next 2 weeks is this Saturday and Sunday. And then the next Saturday and Sunday. It's insane. But yeah, every once in a while. So it's like you go outside and you can see these clouds look weird. And then there'll be a day where it's like, these clouds look normal. And I think the weather is like that. How much is being tampered with it. So I think that every once in a while you will get that smell, that real good rain smell. And then other times it's raining and it smells like crap. It smells funky.
I smell it every time out here now. It's like it's a very interesting smell. I'm getting used to it and everything, but yeah, I'm like, this does not smell like clean water. Kind of makes me want to like,
should be in your location, man.
Right? Of all places. I remember when I first was planning on coming out here, and an ex-girlfriend of mine was like, oh my God, I just love the smell of Hawaii, the flowers and all the ocean breeze. I get off the airplane and I'm like, it smells like fucking piss and shit everywhere I go. And if it's not that, it smells like freaking exhaust fumes or meth half the time. It's just,
no.
Hawaii is not what it once was. And the best part is when we do get these heavy rains, all of the water comes down from the mountains and it floods right onto the ocean. And they put up signs, don't go in the water, because all of the sewage just pumps right out into the beaches. And it's like, it is crazy. And it's funny because I got some step family that came out to visit, and they're kind of like that hillbilly type, and they want to go out and get in the water. And there's the sign that says, don't go in the water, high levels of bacteria, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not going in. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. What are you talking about, Nathan? The water's great. And then one of them tumbles over. Oh, I swallowed some. They're spitting it back and forth.
Oh,
and
no.
You motherfuckers, there is shit in that water. There's literal shit in the water. Yeah. Or I'm out there on on a stand-up paddleboard. I'm paddling these kids around. And I'm like, what's that? It's a literal log of shit floating next to the thing. So I'm like, dude, that's poop. And right when I said that's poop, a turtle comes up and chomps it and goes back into the water. And the kids just started dying, man. I'm like, that's actually pretty common. Turtles love shit. They'll eat the poop, man.
Oh, no. That's awesome. I didn't know that. I learned that today.
But, it does clear out pretty quickly. And, then you can swim and everything. But between that and the coral reefs, man, the freaking suntan lotion is just coating everything. Because you think about how many people come out to these beaches like Waikiki Beach, the high tourist spots. The water, where it was once like a nice coral reef or a clear water, is got like flakes in it. And it's like it's literal suntan lotion. It just settles down on top of everything and then kills it. So they have a real strict policy out here about what suntan lotions can be sold out here. I don't know about how they regulate what's brought in. But because it just fucks everything up.
Well, I'm sure that cuts it down, though, limiting what can be sold there. Even if you could bring it, just because you can't go pick it up, or they'd probably make it cheaper, and that's what everyone would be getting. I don't use it. And if you don't have to, as the person, don't use it. I'm actually guilty. I used a little bit of it today because we went to the lake yesterday, and for like 5 hours I was in the sun, and my arms, you could probably tell, are bright red right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I just coated a little bit because we went to the swimming pool, and I'm like, I don't want to die, of pain. It sucks if you can't sleep because of a damn sunburn. I honestly don't think that the sun gives you cancer. I think it's mixing chemicals into wounds that can give you cancer. And that's what a sunburn is a wound. Or chemical reactions with the sun like that.
Well, they talk about, recently my wife was doing research. She's a big health nut right now. And she was saying that the Band-Aid companies are getting sued because the Band-Aids, the fabric on the action, not the Band-Aid itself, but the fabric that absorbs the blood and everything has chemicals in it that's leaching in chemicals and microplastics into people's blood directly into the blood through the wound. So they're getting sued. But
I don't know the last time that I used a Band-Aid, but could you imagine getting some sort of disease or anything and finding out it was from a Band-Aid? Having enough evidence to sue. That'd be crazy.
Well, and then the best part is, nobody reads the fine print because who has the time? You sit there and read one privacy policy and it takes you friggin' half the day, but, or the attention span. But in every one of these clauses, they got it fucking in there somewhere that these companies, just like the vaccine companies, can't be held accountable. They shame you into not taking these things. Oh, you're not going to use a Band-Aid. You're not going to use suntan lotion. But then you look at the people who don't use this shit and they're actually doing great. My doctor, who used to shame me, remember I told you we'd go back and forth every doctor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not, you're the type
everything,
of person. Yep. I went and saw him the other day and he looked like he aged about 10 years and he was just coughing this nasty, grungy cough. And I'm like, man, how's that vaccine working for you?
Did you say it?
I did. Yeah. He's like, don't even start with me.
No. What a wiener.
I thought you don't get sick when you take didn't Joe Biden say no transmission?
Should have asked him for me. Been like, hey, Austin wants to know how many boosters you've gotten since this all started.
Should I be concerned? Is this COVID? Have you taken a COVID test?
Yeah, well, you should. No shit. You should thank him for doing the human studies on how many you gotta get before you're like this. How bad it's getting. And
Before you
he's
start
a doctor
blowing.
too. He's probably
Yep.
writing his own scripts to to fight through it. But I'm sure if he was just a dude on the street, it'd be way worse.
Oh yeah. Yep, it's really interesting to see the amount of people who've either come down with some kind of it's hidden in plain sight, but people have gotten fucked up from these vaccines.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
for real. If you in the chat, let us know if you've noticed anything like that too. Every day when I drive, and I'm sure a lot of people see it, and I've been saying it for years. Something's wrong with people. You
Yep.
always have had crazy drivers, people doing stupid stuff on the road, but it's like every other vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every day it's like someone tries to kill me. It's been that way for so long. But the reaction time is pretty slow. So,
Yeah, they're
and
nuts.
my brake foot is pretty quick. Yeah, people trying to hit you, changing lanes and don't even look. I'm like,
Yep.
how can you not hear or see me? I got aftermarket exhaust and I'm in a truck,
Mm-hmm.
and it's bright red. I'm like, bright red truck, super loud truck. And it'll be a damn Subaru every time too. Sponge brain. Oh.
Yeah, between that and then you got airplanes. The thing is, I'm getting ready to fly out for our friend's funeral at the end of this month, and just today another plane crash that's making mainstream news. I thought it was a bigger plane than it actually was. I found out it was one of those like little private jet, Lear jet looking things. At least if I read it correctly, it looks like it was like one of those Lear jets. But it makes you wonder, okay, who was on the plane? It's just like what was that? What was that city where the plane fell out of the sky and it had that little girl on board and it just blew up in the street? It's like Connecticut or something like that.
Something. Isn't that the problem? Like, there's so many of them you can't even remember. Right. It's like the trains, man. It's like how all of us, and they were that was once again new normal. Oh, trains explode and dump chemicals into cities all the time. What are you guys
derailing left and right. Oh my God, another train derailment.
We don't even build them to stay on the rails anymore. This is standard procedure. They get to where they're almost supposed to go and they collapse. That's it.
And they're always hauling some kind of super highly toxic chemical that dumps right into the main water source, stream.
Yeah. No, your tax dollars aren't going to help them. What is wrong with you?
So your faucet water light's on fire. Big whoop. Look at me drink it. He takes a little sip. Obama's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Take this away.
I know the plane's crashing. Oh, and that one was what, in London, right? Or where? I think so. It's ridiculous. I went years without hearing about a plane crashing. The big news about a plane would be like, what? One of the legs didn't come down when they were landing, and everything's fine. Everyone's fine.
Yep.
And now that's normal. It's like, oh, but don't worry, TSA isn't going to make you take your shoes off anymore, people. But you may crash, so no shoes, won't need them because not going to make it.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing, like you said, the new norm, and it's slowly happening, but you're hearing less and less people say you're more likely to die on the way to the airport than you are in a plane crash. Now it's like
that's because of the shots and the people driving on the road.
That's right. Yeah. So now it's like, oh, we got so many planes falling out of the sky. You're going to all of a sudden never hear that said again. It's just going to be, well, it's a chance. There's a chance,
When was the last train derailment? Absolutely. It's crazy. Yeah. What else has been like that? Something else. Oh, bird flu. Eggs are now the right prices. I just looked. It's like $3 for a dozen eggs.
Finally back to normal. It's kind of like Operation Warp Speed. How the hell did Trump get these eggs all fired up out of nowhere? That was another one. The freaking chicken farms and animal farms were just going up in flames all of a sudden.
Yeah. Oh, and the food. Yeah.
Yep. Food sources.
That was the first one, I think. The food manufacturing plants. Those were all burning down, and then the trains started, and the fires every year. I just got done telling my kids this the other day because we were going to the grocery store and there was people with a canopy standing out front soliciting And I'm like, what is this for? You know, because they yell at you when you're going in and yell at you when you're going out. And I'm like, if I wanted to give my money to somebody, I would just do it. You don't have to beg. But they're like, oh, it's to stop wildfires. I'm like, are you kidding me? Out here in Oregon, guys, this is how wildfires are started. They mystically just happen. And then there's someone there, right? The Forest Service is there. And then it'll be like a 1 acre fire. Oh, okay. Easy to put out, right? Not what they do. They sit there and watch it to see what's going to go on, you know, because we haven't figured out what fire does in a big open dry field or in the woods. 3 days later, it's 1,000 acres. They're like, oh, you know, but we got it surrounded, so it's pretty contained. About a week later, 100,000 acres. Help! We can't do anything. We need all the resources we can get. No one could have stopped this. That's where our money goes. Every year. And my kids are like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And isn't it interesting, though, that every year it's the same states, or like Canada, all of Canada, getting burned to the ground, but it's like strategically placed, like a big circle. So this year we're going to burn here, then here, then here, then here, then here. And then by the time I get here again, it'll have grown back enough to be able to burn it again. Mm-hmm. There's no fires this year because everything burned last year. Mm-hmm. It's always, oh, it's over here now. It's over here now. And you look at how it started if you watch this, because around here, like I when I first became 18, I was like surrounded by a bunch of people that did wildland firefighting. And so they watch it. And that's, you know, when it starts, oh, it's a report, and they'll tell you how big it is. Next day, and it grows and grows, and all of a sudden it explodes. But they could have put it out the first day. It's really weird and suspicious. So yeah, these people are like, oh, you know, give us money to stop wildfires. I'm like, yeah, quit lighting them. The videos of the Forest Service lighting the woods on fire, and then go, yeah, it's only about 1 acre right now, but here in a couple days it'll be big enough to, you know, request more tax dollars for.
Right. Yeah, and then it's always that conveniency of the insurance companies pulling out or rewriting their policies, their you know, payout plans right before a massive fire breaks out in, for example, Palisades, California, or the Lahaina. There's always some kind of, oh, well, we can't get to you because it's just too much, or, you know, oh, we got too many donations, so let's just,
there's not enough water in any of those areas to put out a fire.
Right. We were just talking about Lahaina. You got the freaking shoreline right there. And I was telling you, we saw this fire just the other day, starting up on the hillside as we were driving by. They had helicopters there in minutes, and they were getting the bag set up, and then they just go right over to the ocean, scoop up a bunch of water, and psh, why the fuck didn't they do that in Lahaina? How did that?
Oh, they did it all on purpose. It's obvious. Yeah. Right? That was a crazy one. We did 2 episodes on that, I believe, but everything from everyone involved, every official. And like the guy, was it the police or I can't remember if it was the police or the fire. He like ended up backing out and leaving, but he wouldn't answer questions. They had like the alarms off. The electric company knew about it, like did it. Crazy. Yeah. I mean, it was like everything you don't do, they did, and they let it burn. Time as well. So if you don't respond, or you can't because all your resources are shut down, right? That's one thing, but then there's a large amount of time in between each one as well. Mm-hmm. They let it happen. They did it. There was not an accident. It was not, oh, finally this place caught on fire and we're just going to let it burn. They did it completely.
And then the police chief or fire chief, one or the other, I think it was the police chief, was the same police chief that was involved in the Vegas shooting, who was also had connections to P. Diddy. And if you look at the way P. Diddy was just all of a sudden deemed innocent of most of everything, and then all of a sudden, the same time, Epstein, nothing to see here. You have the one who's in charge of the political elite, and then you have the one who's in charge of all of our entertainers, the Hollywood elite. Both were just, hey, nothing to see here. We're done. Move on. Next.
I think there also was a direct connection to Obama's birth certificate in that, which then also would be a direct connection to like Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah. If
what do
you
you?
notice, so like the coroners, right?
Uh-huh.
That's where I'm going with it. That's where it'd be.
The one who verified Michael Jackson's
Is
death.
Epstein's. Yeah.
Huh.
And then the same person who I can't remember, but there, yeah, those connect like literally. When you'd be like, oh, it's Lahaina, kind of a popular place, but also not. But like, why is it celebrity status like fire chiefs? And he came from California or went to California afterwards, where something else happened that was
Okay.
really big as well. Oh no, it was the Las Vegas shooting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
there we go. See, this
Yep.
crazy celebrity status people that end up at the same red false flags, just mass casualty events like that. Very
Well, and
interesting.
you have that saying that goes coincidence, coincidence,
Mm-hmm.
coincidence. It can't
Yeah.
happen, 3 times. And it's like every event, there are these larger than life coincidences where you
Mm-hmm.
almost have to just convince yourself it's bullshit in order to really believe that it's bullshit. It's like before you were almost, well, you got to preface this does sound a little crazy. Now it's like, man, you don't even have to preface it with that anymore because it is just fucking buck wow crazy.
Yeah,
All
there
of it.
is 7 billion people on the planet. The odds of one guy being in charge when a bunch of people got shot at a Vegas event where they were trying to kill whoever that leader was, Indian leader, or whatever he was, from another country, and he was magically there, and then people are saying helicopter, just a big old conspiracy, right? Because if something just happens, it just happens. But for people to be like, that's not what happened, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then another event like the fires in Hawaii,
Yep.
that's not what happened, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what are the odds?
And then you look at the school shootings and all the kids that come out. There's a big handful of them that are saying that there was more than one gunman. They were wearing tactical gear. That was not a kid from our school. That was a grown man walking through. And then you have the people that
there was
they focus
multiple
on.
shooters. That's what they'll say. Multiple shooters.
Multiple shooters, and it's
Very
always the
interesting.
interviewing people. And if you look at another school shooting, somehow this kid that was interviewed at this other school shooting is now in the background of this school shooting on the other side of the country. Holy shit, man!
Just continues.
Yeah.
The world is a stage, and then they get on and they tell you, I love the left for this. I love the crazy CNN, all that stuff. I love them for it because they're consistent, consistently full of shit. That it's easier to go to their articles or to watch their channels and listen to what they say and then pick through it. It just takes a little bit of brain power. And you'll see exactly what the truth is. Like, I kind of do that with the show Cops. Like, when I work out, I don't know why, I watch the show Cops, like old cops. And I just sit there and I know, like, the laws. I know your constitutional rights. So it's so fun to watch how in the 80s they were, like, just violating people's rights, going in and then, like, open that up and show me that. It's like, you have no warrant. You just came in, pushed through the door, and now you're beating the guy. Like, this guy, what they don't tell you at the end of that guy sued, that county or that city for like $2.5 million. And he's now like living on a beach somewhere. I love it. You know what I mean? Because they tell you, this is how it is. It's definitely this, it's definitely that. And all you got to do is walk in and go, nope. And all the truth is there. All the truth is there. Like CNN in this article saying, oh, Trump's people are all mad at him. It's like, what? I can't hear you. Well, Trump's people are mad at him because the FBI reported that, Epstein killed himself and there was no client list. Okay, what though? You're just this time though, CNN, you're just shutting up, right? You're not gonna. How dare Trump not release the client list? So you're just like, yeah, this is happening. Like the first time ever, CNN doesn't have a strong opinion against. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's happening. Why won't you open your fucking mouths? Why don't you say something? Why don't you dare him to do it? Huh? Obviously, you guys know you're involved.
That's right. Yep. They got to cover it, but they also want to do it in the most supportive. But we can't support Trump, so what do we do?
Yep. Yeah. And like, is it today or yesterday? the Trump shooter 1 year anniversary, I guess, of that. The guy who shot him, in the air or whatever, or maybe didn't or did, or I don't know. I don't even know about that, but they were all covering that. And I laughed when I saw it because I'm like, you have to cover it. And you have to cover it because it's the anniversary and everyone else is going to cover it. And you have to have those ratings in order to keep the lights on. Mm-hmm. You have to. Especially what you're going to say is, it's going to be super unimportant and nothing I can get from it from reading it. But you have to cover it, don't you? Just like they had to cover the Epstein files, but they won't go, how dare he not be transparent. But also they don't want to they don't want to have to go back in 3 months and be like, okay, so it wasn't true.
You can tell real quickly who is implicated or who has something to lose, whether implicated or not, something to lose from this by the people who are getting real loud and real insistent on, you need to show the people, and the people who are just like, oh yeah, the Epstein files. Anyways, over here to this. We got Texas. Yes, back to Texas.
Yep. I don't feel it's the end of it.
No.
Just like and it's perfect. The Lahaina fire. They kept coming out every couple months, something new.
Yep.
Or every month, I think it was.
Little breadcrumbs.
And Jay and I were hitting it every time. Like there's 2 or 3 parts to that, those podcasts about it, and it kept coming out. And it feels like that's what this is, but I'm wondering if this is to catch some people looking the other way, or to make say if he doesn't hold this information for now, someone else won't do something, and he needs them to do something first, and then he can release it. Which I don't know. It'd be pretty crazy to come out and tell people that these, billionaires, celebrities, people you see on TV are eating babies. Or it's not even that bad. It's not like they're, fry me up a baby leg. If the whole adrenochrome thing is true, it's much, much worse than, 350,000 kids gone missing. Oh no, they're probably fine, but we have no idea where the hell they are. And that started, I learned, it was like pre-planned. People were ordering these children pretty much. Oh, I'm going to take them. As soon as Biden opened the border, we can take them. We'll take 200 of them. And all the people they got sent with weren't really vetted. They were like underground criminals, just like cartel members. But on our side, which means giant human trafficking for all the bad reasons.
Well, and I'm going to have to get off here. Unfortunately, my wife's got to get going, but I wanted to say this real quick. I just saw a video where they were insisting on don't upload. It was like a member of FBI or something that was saying, do not be very careful about uploading pictures of your children on the internet, because not only are they being, used to, do child porn and, photoshopping onto other situations, but they're using them as picking out what they want, and just like an ordering list, and using Facebook, and then you got a target on your kid's back, and next thing you know, they don't show up. There was that video that Asmongold covered where they were talking about kids that were all those issues in New York City, that the kids were going, at that one school, that were getting picked off out of that school, and then it got so bad with the numbers of kids that almost either were getting sexually assaulted or were getting kidnapped or whatever. They actually started lying to the parents about it because they didn't want to keep having that spotlight shown on them. So you got to be really careful with your kids these days. It's not just illegal immigrants that are disappearing at the border.
Some good advice to all parents out there: do your own school pictures. Don't let the school do it. That's a third party with your children's pictures on a drive that goes around and collects tens of thousands of children's faces. And whether they're working, for the bad guys or not, those things can get hacked, and they're definitely targeted by human traffickers. But all right, Nathan, you have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. We got to do this again.
For sure.
It's always good.
It is. All right. Catch us on the next one, guys. We are out.
See ya.